Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here this evening. Um, I was very privileged to chair the panel of judges. There were 26 of us from different parts of the world. So thank God for technology. We were able to connect on Zoom. We had a secretariat from ESQ Awards, and the secretariat handled most of the administrative issues. Now, our observations, I think particularly for myself, it was just a great revelation of the talent that is available here in Nigeria. Um, Many moons ago, when I was in a position to select law firms in different African countries as well as outside of Africa, the concern was whether we would have the capacity on the continent and for certain transactions that we did in Nigeria, whether the capacity existed, particularly for project finance transactions. And at that time, the view was that the capacity didn't exist. Now, fast forward to today, and I could remember that once we actually flipped the whole process for selecting lawyers. We would usually select international lawyers, and the international lawyers will select lawyers from the relevant African country. We flipped the process and we decided we will select the lawyers from African countries and we would let those lawyers select the international lawyers that they wanted to work with. What we found out was that by putting in place a process like that, lawyers on the continent controlled the deals. They were always on the conference calls, unlike before, where we would have conference calls and there would be no representation from any of the law firms on the continent. But fast forward today, I was just really excited as we went through the different deals led by Nigerian law firms. And I think this is just the beginning. We're going to be seeing more and more of that. And I am sure that we're going to be seeing incredible alliances where we're going to be seeing international law firms coming out of Nigeria. I believe that is the future. Another observation that I would like to share is the issue of bench strength. We're beginning to see a lot of law firms, but a lot of small-sized law firms. That is encouraging, but as we start handling larger transactions, there's going to be need for, I would say, increased bench strength in our law firms. Either that bench strength is going to be formed through alliances or it's going to be formed by having larger law firms. So these are just a few observations, but finally, what I would like to share is I would really like to say that all of the nominees are winners, because in going through the submissions and for our ranking, it was extremely close. It was very difficult. There are a few times it appeared that we were going to have a tie, and it would be like the difference of 1 point. So I really want all of the law firms that have been part of the nomination process to actually feel good about themselves. I don't think the outcome reflects negatively on any of the law firms. I think what we've seen is that we have incredible talent here in Nigeria, incredible talent on the continent, and the capacity to lead on complex transactions exists here in Nigeria. So thank you very much. It was an absolute privilege for me to work with the 25 other judges, and I'm sure you will hear from some of them. Thank you.